How's it going, everyone? Bass here. Some breaking news just dropped out of Green Bay. The Green Bay Packers are trading cornerback Josh Jackson for a straight swap to the New York Giants for cornerback Isaac Yiadom. So, of course, Josh Jackson was that second-round draft choice out of Iowa in the 2018 NFL Draft right after the Green Bay Packers traded down in the first round to select cornerback Jair Alexander, and he just never really materialized in Green Bay, never really lived up to that second-round draft choice. So now, just 3 years after drafting him in the second round, he has been traded. So in terms of Josh Jackson's stats over the 3 years, only 15 games started, no interceptions, 12 passes defended, 71 solo tackles. In 2020, he had a 52.0 PFF rating. And also in 2020, he was targeted 22 times and allowed 15 receptions. So overall, just very glad the Packers did indeed draft Jair in that first round, because if they hadn't done that, the Packers cornerback situation would look a lot worse than it is today. So now moving on to the cornerback they acquired, Isaac Yiadom. He is a very, very similar story. He was a third-round pick in 2018, the same exact draft, pick 99 by the Denver Broncos coming out of Boston College. Then in September of 2020, the Giants traded a seventh-round pick for him. Just like Josh Jackson, but accepted third round in this one, never materialized, never really lived up to that third round draft selection. So Isaac is 6'1", 190 pounds, 25 years old. He ran a 4.52 40 coming out of college. He also had a 6.14 RAS, or relative athletic score, coming out of college as well. In 3 years, started 19 games, 1 interception, 12 passes defended, and 78 solo tackles. Now, in terms of his PFF grades, his career overall defensive grades by season, a 54.6 in 2018, a 50.9 in 2019, a 56.8 in 2020, and in terms of PFF coverage grades, a 55.6 in 2018, a 52.3 in 2019, and a 52.1 in 2020. So overall, as I said before, just never lived up, never really played well, never materialized as a third-round corner. Also in 2020, he was targeted 54 times and allowed 34 receptions. Both of these players have very similar careers. 3 years. The only difference is Yiadom played on 2 teams, but played poorly on both. And Josh Jackson also just played poorly on the Packers. Both day 2 draft picks, and then just both never really materialized, and now are both getting another fresh start. So you might be wondering, why trade Josh Jackson for a player of pretty much the same exact caliber that hasn't proved anything either? In my opinion, it's just taking a flyer on a player that, hey, maybe he turns it around with this change of scenery. You never know. And the fact is, Josh Jackson was probably going to be cut anyways, especially after that very, very poor performance in preseason game 1 against the Texans. Now, even though the Packers traded for him, Isaac Yiadom will still be fighting for that 6th cornerback spot. He's going to be fighting for that spot with Kadar Holman and KB Ento. Those are the two that are definitely fighting for that spot with him, and KB Ento just had a very good game against the Texans. So if I were a betting man, I'd say the odds are stacked against Isaac Yiadom. This in no way, shape, or form means he's making this team. Odds are he's probably will be cut and potentially become a practice squad player. The only way I see him making this roster, if he really shows out in these next 2 preseason games on special teams. And the thing about him is he only has 5 career special teams tackles, with 4 missed tackles on special teams and 1 penalty. So overall, something crazy would have to happen, and you'd have to really, really ball out here in the remaining practices and preseason games to even consider to be that 6th corner on this team. So that's about going to do it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this quick news for the Green Bay Packers. And as always, go Pack Go.